What's cooking, GumboNation? Welcome to this week's Realtor Spotlight. So excited to have one of my VIP realtors in studio, Denise Dutruch, taking some time out of her busy day in this tough market. Denise is absolutely rocking and rolling. So privileged to work with her and her buyers and with her listings. So Denise, thank you so much for taking some time to come in studio today. So I wanted to ask a couple different questions. Just because you're thriving in this market right now, and it's a market that is challenged, but you're doing a heck of a job. So who better to get in here to kind of talk about some of this stuff? So first question I kind of have for you is, what are you doing differently that you feel gives an edge to your clients?
Well, thank you for inviting me, Dwayne.
Sure, no problem.
I'm honored to be here.
Thank you.
On the Agent Spotlight. What I do a little differently is to really take good care of my clients. I answer those calls quickly. I find out exactly what you want in a house, in a home, and I tailor everything to your needs.
I think it's awesome because a lot of times, you know, when I talk, your people, and this is what we kind of have in common, we personalize it, right? It's not, where do you want to live? How many bedrooms? How many baths? I mean, you really get into it with these folks because, you know, you are you're out there, especially right now, we're searching for that diamond in the rough in a lot of different spots because people who are buying right now aren't worried necessarily about interest rates, right? So they're looking for find them that good deal. And a lot of realtors, especially yourself, you know, a lot of overtime going into that. So I know for you personally, the way you personalize things is absolutely amazing. So that brings me to this question, and what do you find are some of the biggest mistakes borrowers are making when buying and shopping for a home?
Well, buyers and sellers are looking at the market, of course, and they're trying to make an intelligent decision. Do I sell now? Do I wait till tomorrow? Do I wait till January, March? What do I do? And it's such a crazy world today. We've tried to predict everyone. The professionals, financial forecasters,
economists, everybody, right?
Are wrong left and right.
Right.
If you need a house, let's go get it. That's the final word on that.
I agree.
And last year, people would swear that those interest rates are going to drop or I have more time, and surprise, they're up now.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen next year. If you need a home, let's go get that home.
The one thing we do know is homes always appreciate in value, right? And it's always better to be paying on your own mortgage versus someone else's. Right? We do know that. So, and I would say right now the edge is to buyers. With that, how do you help buyers and your sellers compete in, as we talked about, this crazy market right now? Because there's so much going on, right? And I don't think you're going to give away tips, right? Any free tips? You got to keep your edge, right? Which is awesome, but in particular, what are some of the conversations when you have with them going, hey, here's how I'm going to help you win out and compete in this market right now, whether it's your buyers or your sellers?
Well, as for buyers, I need to make myself very familiar with what that seller of the home you want is very interested in getting. Do they need a quick closing? We push those days up.
Yep.
Simple things like that, but you really need to know what would make that seller happy and tailor the contract. So I'm a very, very strong contract writer. Offers are tailored, and each and every one of them is different. You don't want to throw your best offer out first if you are the only one offering. You want to hold back and then add a little bit at a time as needed. If you are in a multi-offer situation, you definitely want to put your best foot forward early
and give your buyers the advantage.
Right.
And I think you said something there that a lot of people probably don't realize is while you're wanting to win for your client, whether it's the buyer or the seller, you stated, hey, it's communicating with that other realtor and agent, finding out, hey, where do we need to get to, right? I mean, we're all in this together, And I think that's one of the things right now is so important is, a lot of realtors and lenders are exiting our business. They got in the last couple of years, thought, hey, this is easy.
Right.
And now it's having a lot of what you do is having to overcome some of those myths that are out there on, we can do this or do that, because the buyer today is not getting the same thing that they were in 20 and 21. Even more importantly, the seller isn't, right? So I think you nailed it there by saying communicate with the other realtor,
Right.
have a conversation, and let's both get to the finish line. That's the name of the game, right? Let's
That's
get to
right.
that closing table.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been a licensed realtor, and what got you started? What was that here we go moment?
Well, I've done it for 15 years, and I love it.
Yeah.
I was also a special educator for 32 years, so some of my real estate time was spent while I was teaching also. But I've been full-time for the last 8 years, and it's really where I should have been all along. But I do have that special connection with first-time home buyers, and just explain well what's coming. It's a huge purchase. You need to know all the answers to all of your questions
And
not
educate
just
them.
some of them. Right. My patience is unending.
Yeah. Yes. That's the teacher in you, right?
Yes,
We
it
talk
is.
about that all the time. I'm like,
Right.
you are so patient, but and that's awesome because, as a teacher, a lot of realtors were former teachers, but that patience, because a lot of times when we're communicating, you're like, all right, hey, I get this. What about, so your patience, that never ending, is awesome. And what I think is one of the things you said too, is that's so important. And I want, GumboNation, y'all to understand is, especially right now, you need somebody that is full-time in this industry. They've got to be full-time. And I'm sure when you made that decision to break away from the comfort of just being a teacher and the salary and all that to kind of follow your passion, that's a big decision that had to be made.
Yes, it's a huge decision, and one that was very good for me. I truly love it. I truly love the joy of seeing someone buy that house.
It really is.
Yes.
It's so fun to give the keys to folks. And
It
what
is.
I enjoy is, we love our 800 FICO, 20% down, but sometimes you got to work on some of those challenged buyers too, and those are what's fun to watch them come across. So let's talk about this. We've had several conversations, but talk about the advantage in your mind of a pre-approval versus a pre-qualification. Kind of give us your thoughts on that.
Well, every offer requires a pre-qualification letter from a lender. You have to visit a lender. You have to talk to them on the phone at least and send Dwayne all of your information. He will look at it and he will figure out your price range. Then we know what price range to be shopping in. To do anything differently would be foolish.
Yeah.
Because we could be, if you're 300,000 but we're looking in the 450, well, that can be disappointing. If you're in the 300 and we're looking in the 175, we've wasted a lot of your precious time.
Yeah.
So you need to know your price range, and when we make that strong offer, you have to have the pre-qualification to go with it.
Yeah.
You just have to. They
But
won't
then even
accept it without.
So let's talk about though because the pre-qualification's a given, right? Like,
Right.
hey, you call, yep, no problem. What I like is, you let your buyers know, and this is the confidence and what puts you at the top of your game is, you tell me, hey, I want a full pre-approval, because you're confident to know, hey, before I go out showing, let's get the full pre-approval where we go through and, we have our fast track, but just from a lender standpoint, we do things a little bit different, which we've won some contracts on
Yes,
others,
we
right?
have.
You've affectionately
Yeah.
called it the golden ticket. So that full pre-approval is important as the buyer, but also when you're the listing agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of there's certain things that you're looking for on that end as well, right?
Right. So let's say I'm the listing agent on this one, and my seller receives 5 offers. well, some are cash, but that doesn't always win.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a nice high offer, some just ups and downs of others, but you get a really nice offer with a full approval. Well, that carries a ton of weight. And Dwayne does those full approvals, which means they've looked into your credit a little deeper, and you are now going to go to active sale.
Yeah. Well, and it's guaranteed, right? And that's the thing we're doing.
Right.
And because you have to in this market, because out of respect for you and the client, we want to make sure. I've yet to meet that person that goes out and looks at the $300,000 house and says, I'll settle for the $175,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want them to know what their full buying power is, and it's important for you,
right.
whether you're the buying agent or the listing agent.
Yes. And as a seller, you want to know that your buyer can actually do what they say they can do. And so Dwayne's paperwork, as far as the golden ticket, as I've called it, promises that this buyer will perform and will go to active sale.
Or I will give you $5,000 of my money to the seller. So we kind of back up what we say here, right? And it's good for 120 days.
So I did have a sale. That's right.
Yeah.
I had a sale, a listing, and my seller went with the buyer who had the golden ticket.
Yeah, which was awesome, and because it was just that confidence, right? And
right.
So
strong.
That it is. So Denise Dutruch, thanks so much. I know you're rocking and rolling. I know all morning you've had these phone calls. You're going out to appointments and doing all that. I appreciate everything that you do. I love being a partner with you. It's fantastic. Hey, if you want to reach out to Denise and you want to find out maybe how she can help you, maybe market one of your listings, or have some questions, buyer, hey, how can she help you? Is she working in your market? Hey, you could reach out to her, 985-869-3780.
Right, I have a few listings going on right now. 6th Street in Whinstone is new on the market as of yesterday. I have a beautiful lot in River Oaks for sale, and I have a beautiful lease, 2,800. It's quite a deal, in Dove Park. So give me a call.
That's awesome. Denise, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hey, tune in for our next Realtor Spotlight. Thanks so much, GumboNation. Go out, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.